What's up there, ladies and gents? Finally being able to get this up. Sorry it's been so long. I only ended up being able to watch two Chuck Norris movies today. That's okay. With a busy schedule like we have, even on a day off, that's still kind of an accomplishment. Putting down two full Chuck Norris movies, both of which I consider pretty good flicks. And this is the next one up, 1982's Forced Vengeance, starring, of course, Chuck Norris. This is part of a triple feature that features also Hellbound and The Hitman, neither of which I'm a big fan of. I'd like to revisit both, though. I'm sure both have their respective fans. But yeah, Forced Vengeance. So, before that, of course, my drink. You might be wondering why I have this big old Stanley this big old Stanley thermos, and you might be wondering what's in it. Well, nothing but water, but a man's got to drink water. And if you're going to drink water out of anything while doing a Chuck Norris marathon, it better be something manly, like a Stanley. Ain't nothing more manly than a Stanley, fellas. Except maybe Chuck Norris's beard. So, that's good water. The restorative power of water. But ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and get into this. Forced Vengeance is from 1982. Let's see if I can find the name of the director. Directed by James Fargo. Am I correct about that? I believe so. Directed by James Fargo. And, alright, so the principal positive about this, really two or three things. Number one, great fight scenes. Number two, really great cinematography. Like, this is better than anything Chuck Norris has done in the past. Even when he's working with Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is not known for his cinematography skills, but this has some pretty darn good cinematography, really good lighting. I can't say enough good things about that. Third thing, the story is much better than a 1982 cheapo action movie deserves. Just all out great story writing, fairly good dialogue, fairly good characters. Everything's kind of intricate, but it's also woven together rather nicely. This is kind of an underrated film, in fact. I gotta say, it's a really good movie just in terms of technical quality. The editing's pretty good. Not 100% great all the time, but mostly a really good movie. So, sorry, excuse me. So I've got to give it props for that. Chuck Norris, of course, okay, as always. He's not a great actor, but he's a great action star. But he does a pretty good job in terms of his acting here. Now, I mean, there are some problems I have with the movie. Number one being the fact that this has more nudity than I like in movies. So that's an instant sort of knockdown on the peg for me personally. For you guys, it may not be, but for me, it's a knockdown on the peg, or a knockdown for the movie in general. Knockdown on the peg. That's a weird way to say it. But anyway, besides that. I mean, couple spots of not too great dialogue, couple spots where the plot just kind of drags a little bit, but mostly, I mean, this is a lean hour and a half and a few seconds long, so you're fine as far as that. One thing I don't like about the movie is that it spoils one of its best fight scenes right up front. One of the best fight scenes in the whole movie is in front of this gigantic wall of neon lights. Just beautiful and silhouetted. It's possibly one of the best scenes in the whole movie. It might be the best scene in the whole movie. And it's spoiled right up front. Because you think that with that right up front, it's going to be, that's just the title sequence. It's going to be cool. You're watching it like, oh, there's going to be so much cool neon stuff. And right up front after that, you get some narration by Chuck Norris. His character saying that Japan is fueled with jade and neon. and all this different stuff like that. I think that's a similar quote to what he was saying. I might not have it 100% on, but you're seeing this fight, and then you get that quote, and you think, oh, this is going to be great. And it is overall a pretty good movie with good lighting, good direction, really good cinematography, and the acting is fairly good. The writing is okay, at least. But that spoiling of the fight scene, when it comes back, you're like, I've seen this already. And it's kind of spoiled for me. So that's one of the big things that kind of bugs me about the movie as well. Besides that, I mean, despite the lean, mean running time, it does drag a little bit. Some of these Chuck Norris movies kind of drag right in the middle area and when he's not fighting and stuff like that. But most of all, I gotta say that it is a pretty worthwhile movie. If you can skip past the nude scenes, if you can look past that, there's some pretty good stuff here that I think is really worth checking out. So if you're able to skip past it, or if it doesn't offend you or doesn't do anything bad for you, I say still probably skip past it, but a really well-made movie that I think I'm going to have to revisit a little bit more often, just figure out a way to get past those nude scenes, and I'm pretty close to good. I mean, like I said, a couple little problems, but mostly it's a pretty darn good movie. So I'm going to have to give this a rating. I gave The Octagon 6 out of 10. I'm going to give this one at least a 6.5, if not maybe 6.75 or even a 7. Can't give a really definitive thing on that, but it is worth your time if you want to skip past those nude scenes. Really good stuff is in here. And this is a good triple feature. Not a lot of special features here, folks. I mean, widescreen version of Forced Vengeance on its own disc, a flipper disc of Hellbound and The Hitman, and all you get on Forced Vengeance is a theatrical trailer. Really no other special features on either of the other movies, but all three are worth owning. This is pretty much the best way to own them right now, so that's all you got. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to take another swig of this water. It's about time for me and my wife to go on to bed. And so this will be the last review of the day. I've got through 4 reviews today, which means I'm pretty much caught up. This is the technical 4th day of the 8 days of 80s action that I'm going to be extending into another 8 days of 80s action later on. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Tomorrow I plan to watch one more Chuck Norris movie, at least, get that down, do a review of that, and then my wife and I are going to finish watching The Karate Kid, and then we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to Karate Kid 3 because we just saw Karate Kid 2 last night. We are fans of Karate Kid. Neither of us, I think, have seen Karate Kid 3. So we're excited to kind of see what's going on and revisit the rest of the original movie. So rock on. If you like, subscribe. Talk to you later. Hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, drop a comment below. And please, any constructive criticism, leave it down below as well. One more thing. I hope you guys are looking forward to the stuff in the future. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye.